Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. Let's go ahead and talk this Gervanta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz fight as promised. I'm just going to give my prediction after the weigh-in. Very rarely do I wait till then, but there was a reason I wanted to wait in this case. Okay? Now here's what I want. Um, and this goes to anybody that was saying that they did not believe Gervonta Davis was going to make the weight. He made the weight with some change on the first attempt. I expect people at the very least to acknowledge that, and I believe anyway. At least your given the new evidence that is in front of us. Okay, I'm a person that, depending on the data that comes in, I am willing to change the trajectory of how I do a projection moving forward. A Rod says, Saludos, how are you, man? Zeno on here, how's it going? Gano Local Sports has been waiting for this one, bro. I'll tell you right now, he probably if he was drinking coffee, he spit it out and he went straight to the YouTube video. You know what I mean? DJ Mexicano de Texas, good to see you, man. He says, what's up, D-Style? Make sure you jab the like button. And if you don't like the prediction, you could thumbs it down too, I guess. As long as you give me some, you know what I mean? But, and by the way, make sure you guys subscribe, man. That's the name, Gano Local Sports. And I'm going to say it, okay? Lame people give themselves titles, okay? Lame people do that, all right? Real people get given titles. The king of Puerto Rican boxing talk here on YouTube. Now, don't get it twisted. He does all boxing talk, all right? Just saying. All right. Shout out to all the Hispanics causing panic out there. Check this out. I saw the weigh-in, and I've heard everyone, kind of give their thoughts. And what's going on, G Funky? I've heard all the takes. If you want on, I could always send you a link, G Funky, but just let me know. Now, I didn't see the weigh-in live. I was actually asleep during the weigh-in, bro. I took a nap. And I woke up and I heard that Gervonta Davis made weight. I was like, am I dreaming right now? Is that what's going on at the moment? Am I dreaming? It felt like a dream, but it wasn't a dream. Well, at least I don't think this is a dream. You know, Gervonta Davis made weight, and I'm gonna talk about both guys here. First of all, I saw some funny ass memes on Twitter about how Leo looks the way people thought Mikey Garcia was gonna look, like his body. You know what I mean? Leo looks in phenomenal shape. He does. Leo looks cut up. He does not look like a lot of guys look, when they move up, where they look a little pudgy. Like, remember like a De La Hoya against a Sturm? He just, he just didn't look in great shape. Even Gervonta Davis, when he moved up to fight Gamboa, right? He just didn't look in that good a shape in that fight. Right? John Reyes, I don't know where Dave from 408 is. I don't know. I'm not his keeper. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's on Twitter somewhere. Dave 408 on Twitter. Go check him out. You can talk to him there. A Rod, how's it going? Snacks B, Young World, how's it going, guys? Leo Santa Cruz looks in great shape, and I got to keep it 100. I think Tank looked in great shape too, right? I think anyone, like, do I know how he's feeling? I don't know, but I think he looked fine enough to where, like, he looked good enough to where you could say, you know what? If you want to feel, if you're looking for it, If you're looking for him to look bad, like if you're really searching for it, then you're going to convince yourself he don't look so good. If you want to convince yourself he looks great, you're going to, there's no reason to believe otherwise. Like I didn't see any evidence at the weigh-in, okay, that suggests that Tank Davis is extremely dehydrated and it's just not going to be good tomorrow. I saw no evidence myself of that. I seen guys look bad at weigh-ins. You know what? When I saw, you know, when I would see like Chavez Jr. at the weigh-ins and he looked like a fucking skeleton, okay, and his bottom abdomen was like all the way to his back, I knew there was a problem, okay? Like I knew this guy didn't belong in this weight class, right? Or he did something extremely unhealthy to get there, right? Um, Brandon Rios, who looked like a ghost up there, and dude went from brown to pale. Okay, like that was problematic. I seen it. I'm sure Davis went through hell to make weight, and of course, I do believe a good majority of his training camp was a fit camp and all that, right? But I still believe that he is a naturally gifted fighter, and he's gonna bring something to the table. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna withhold my prediction until a little bit. So let me also talk about Leo Santa Cruz. Leo looks in phenomenal shape. He does. Okay. Now, in the words of Ashy Knuckles, because he's the one that's been saying it here for years. I don't know anybody who said it before him. Okay, on YouTube. This is not a bodybuilding contest. So just because Leo looks ripped, it doesn't mean everything. It's. I'll just take it as he's coming in shape. He's taking this serious, and I believe we're gonna get the very best Santa Cruz we can possibly get, and I believe we're gonna get the best Gervanta Davis ever as well. Gervanta Davis is 23-0, 22 wins by way of knockout. All right, he has knocked down every opponent he's ever been with. He's either knocked them down or knocked them out. The one guy he didn't knock out had 79 professional fights, and Davis is compared to Davis's ninth fight. It was only for 6 fights. This guy went down twice. Okay, so while he doesn't have a perfect knockout streak, you could see why he knocked down a guy. He was in his early 20s, if not 19, whatever old he was. All right, when he fought this guy, all right, in 2014. 6 rounds, knocked him down twice, won every round. Okay, just keep that in mind before I proceed. Okay, sure, the guy had like a 40-something and 30-some record. Okay, right? Like he had like 30-some losses, 40-something wins, but that's still 79, professional fights compared to only 9 of Gervanta Davis. Okay, he was fighting a journeyman in only his 9th fight, a real tough guy who won every round, knocked him down twice. Just putting that out there. Okay. In light of the fact that I think Tank Davis looked good in the weigh-in, personally, in light that Leo looked good in the weigh-in, personally. Okay. I think this is going to be a great fight. Let me first say that. I think both guys are in shape. If there's one thing Leo has is focus. He stays focused for 12 straight rounds. Okay. So Tank's not going to be able to knock him out because Leo lost focus or anything like that. Okay. There was like 2 fights ago, opponent that Tank was fighting lost focus from him and bam, Tank hit him and then Tank took him out of there. A situation like that is not going to happen with Leo. You're going to have to break Leo down a little bit. You're going to have to open Leo up. Leo's not going to give up, and I still stand by this. He's not going to give up the home run just like that. You're not going to blitz Leo and just get him out of there. He's not going to exchange in moments where it doesn't make sense. Leo is this one thing he stays composed. All right. So in the line of fire, he will stay composed. Right. Leo's also a smart fighter. Okay. Leo knows what we know. Okay. Everything we say, like, oh man, Leo can't afford to like exchange with Tank. Then you don't think he knows that? He knows that. Okay. Now, what Leo has to do is, if he does get in exchanges, is one, be first, be the one that starts the exchange, okay, and the one that ends the exchange, okay. Period. All right. Now, I still wouldn't even recommend him doing that, but there may be situations where he's going to have no choice. He just has to make sure they're few and far between. Leo has a fajada. He's got a good chin. He could take a punch. Okay. He's going to take the best shots. All right. That, Tank has to offer, I do believe. Okay. Doesn't mean he can't get knocked down or even hurt. Um, I just don't see him going to sleep in 2-3 rounds like I see some people predicting. Okay. If I see that, hey, and if anybody's predicting that and it happens, hey, more power to you. And you'll deserve all the credit in the world. But I just don't see that happen. I don't see a blitz and he's out of there. I don't see it. All right. I don't see it at all. Let's go ahead and go over what I think is going to happen here. All right. I'm a data guy. I'm all about raw data. Okay. That's what I'm about. The reality is, Leo Santa Cruz gets hit between. It's like there is a a spectrum of where Leo can get hit in fights, anywhere from 20% to like 35%. Like those are the percentage of punches he gets hit by. Okay, depending, and it all depends on how active his opponents are and what strategy he has fighting them. I think knowing that first of all, Tank's very talented, has really good punch placement, and it's going to find the target regardless of how good the defense is. Okay, Leo also recognizing that Tank has all those things and he's a great fighter. I think it'll be above 20%, but below 35%. I believe somewhere in like 28 to 30% of the punches are going to be landing on Leo. Okay, that's too high of a margin for my liking. Leo has to get hit with about 20% of the punches, like less than 25% for sure. Okay, he needs to get hit with less than that in order to have a shot in this fight. All right, he's going to get worn down quick. And by what I just said, it goes back to my theory of margin of error. Okay, I use this a lot, especially when I think fight serious and I break them down. Right, I sat down before this fight happened. Okay, and I said to myself, you know what? Leo has never had this low of a margin of error in his career, ever. Name me one fight. I want to hear one fight. Give me one fight where Leo had a lower margin of error. Okay. I don't think the margin of error for Tank is moving at all. Okay. Although I do believe people are underestimating that Leo's punching power. I'm not saying he's a monster puncher, but he does hit hard enough to get your attention. Right. You do feel them. They can accumulate. If he hits the body enough, he could wear you down. Right. But I think Leo has to put punches together to do something serious to Tank, and in doing so, he's going to get hit back. All right. So I see situations where Tank puts punches together. I don't know if Leo's going to, bring anything back, because I don't see Leo exchanging with Tank if Tank starts the exchange. Okay. So if Tank lands a hook, for example, Leo will be a fool to try to hit him back. At that point, he's got to get his guard up and get the fuck out of there. Okay, that's number one. If I see that'll be a good sign. But I do see scenarios where if Leo lands something on Tank, Tank could hit something in between the exchange, even if Leo finishes the exchange. Very important. And that's a big advantage for Tank. Big. So at the end of the day, if you kind of analyze this, as much as I got on Gervanta Davis for the way he looked against Gamboa, and I still stand by that. He looked like dog shit in that fight. Okay, Gamboa had no leg. He had no fucking foot and shit. He had one-legged man. But This is not that same Gervanta Davis. It's not. That's not the same. I do believe that Gervanta Davis's his lack of living the fighter's lifestyle will at some point catch up to him. I do. Because he was born to be wild, all that good stuff. Look, it's going to catch up to him. I do believe he's going to be a fighter that has peaks and valleys. And what I mean by that is fights where he comes in great shape, fights where he comes in terrible shape. Well, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll tell you. Before Whitaker fought Chavez, and I'm not comparing either guy to these guys, but they felt, you know what? Man, Whitaker's getting hit in some of these fights against opponents that, like, Madomero Baez hit him a little bit. How is Madomero Baez? Jorge Baez hit him. Yeah, I mean, Whitaker dominated for the most part, but still, Madomero Baez was still getting to him at points, right? Oh, he's food for Chavez, right? Well, not really. Whitaker knew that he had to take Chavez serious. He respected Chavez. And he knew, I got to be focused with this fight. I got to bring my A game to this fight. Well, I could be wrong about this. I do believe that Tank Davis is bringing his A game to this fight. Tank Davis knows what I fucking knew when this fight was signed. That this is the best opponent he's ever fought. Tank knew what we fucking knew. If you come looking the way he did against Gamboa, you ain't going to be able to. And listen closely to everything I said. I always said, if he looks the way he looked against Gamboa, he ain't going to beat Santa Cruz. But he didn't look like that. He did it. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to believe he looked terrible, you're going to convince yourself of it. Me, while I'm taking everything into account, I understand that he probably put himself through hell to make the weight. Guess what? A lot of boxers put themselves through hell to make these weight classes. You know what I mean? To make the weight. A lot of guys put themselves through hell. So I just don't think I don't see enough to convince myself otherwise. I think Leo Santa Cruz has the lowest margin of error here. Okay, he cannot afford to make big errors in this fight. Tank doesn't have to knock him out with one punch. He just has to do enough to hurt him. And Tank's a good finisher. Okay? Now, let me give you a quick analysis before I give you my official prediction. Although I think you guys are already sensing where I'm going with this. I think a lot of you already know who I'm picking, but let me just give you this really quick. If I don't believe this fight's going to end early, just putting that out there, okay? If there's a stoppage, it'll be in the middle late rounds. Okay, the window of stop. Okay, this is where I'm kind of going with this. Okay, a lot of people don't do this. All right, the window that I'm giving the stoppages between the 6th to 8th round. It will not happen before that. It will not happen after that. So what I'm trying to say is, if he doesn't knock out Leo between the 5th and 8th round, like if Leo gets past the 8th round, I seen Tank tired enough, especially, like, I understand he was out of shape in that Gamboa fight, but I don't think he'll have enough to stop him late. Okay? I think it's going decision if it doesn't happen within that window. Okay, I don't see it happen in the 9th or 10th. Like, if the fight's already in the 9th round, that's because Leo has, weathered the storm, okay, and has been through the worst of it already. And his chances of winning go a little up, in my opinion, okay? I'm going to release my projections later on. I'll have them on my community page. My official prediction. All right? You know the rules here on HCP. We don't write the fence. After we've given our analysis, after we go over this could happen, that could happen, boom, point blank, what the fuck's going to happen? What's your prediction, D-Style? What do you think's going to happen? I think it goes decision, and I think Tank wins. I think Tank wins 8-4, 7-5. I still think it's going to be a tough fight. I do think Leo's going to go to the body. I heard a lot of people mention the uppercut on the inside by Tank Davis, and I think Leo's going to stay away from the inside a little bit. I do. Okay. I think when he gets on the inside, though, it's very important for Leo not to square up on the inside. In my opinion, okay, don't square up on the inside, but he might have to. Who knows? But I got Tank Davis decision, right? Winning a decision. I think a competitive fight, but a clear win for Tank. So we're gonna see how it goes. That is my official prediction. If Tank didn't make weight and looked like shit and all that, believe me, I would have picked Leo. All right, and I'm sure Tank Davis is gonna have that fight where he looks like shit and he underestimates somebody and it's gonna backfire. I really do. Right, but this just isn't the one. This just isn't the fight where Tank is gonna blow it. This isn't a fight where Tank's gonna come out of shape. This just isn't that fight. After this win, look, Tank's gonna celebrate. He's gonna. I don't know. I just hope he stays living the fighter's lifestyle. Okay. But he needs to clean that up, or it's gonna catch up to him. All right. It's gonna catch up to him. Now, look, the winner of this fight, which I believe is going to be Tank, right? But let me just make this very clear, just so it's clear and on the record. The winner of this fight is not a lightweight champion, okay? Both guys winning on the scale, sub 130. This is not a lightweight fight, okay? So if Leo pulls the upset, he's not a lightweight champion. I don't want to hear about Leo being a rightful heir of the throne and like Game of Thrones type shit that we do with belts. I don't want to hear about Tank being the rightful heir of any fucking throne, okay? This is a 130-pound fight, okay? I don't want people to give Leo an extra weight class if he wins. Oh, 5 weight classes. No, okay? I don't give Ray Leonard that credit. Would it be Donnie? Right? I don't give him that credit. All right. I don't even give Manny. I don't call Manny a 154-pound champion because he didn't fight at that weight class. He fought at a catch weight, a 150 or 151, whatever it was. All right. So it's just in the spirit of keeping things consistent. None of these dudes are lightweight champions. All right. I don't want to hear, oh, dude, but Leo pull the upset against Tank. He's the real lightweight champ. Teofimo has to fight. I don't want to hear that. Okay. At the end of the day. Okay. So at the end of the day, man, here's another thing I want to say to Tank fans, man. Like, a lot of you are kind of taking away from Tank's potential win by like just being like just disregarding Leo like he's a bum or some shit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I wonder, like, well, what goes through these people's minds? Like, you know what I mean? All fan bases, like they'll trash, like trashing your favorite fighter's opponent, like just that's not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because if your guy wins, people that don't like your favorite fighter, they're gonna say like, hey, well, even you said that dude was a bum, right? Let me tell you what I don't care about here. I don't base this off emotion at all. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm pulling for Leo. I am. I'm pulling for Leo Santa Cruz, and I don't apologize for that. But my assessments and my predictions they're not based off of emotion, right? Just my brain is telling me, okay, that the most likely winner is Tank Davis. That's what my brain is telling me. Okay. After watching the weigh-in, as I promised, I was going to come out after the weigh-in and I was going to give my take. Okay. I had questions. I wasn't sure. I'll be honest. I didn't think he was going to make 130. I'm 100% transparent and honest, but he did. So that's that. Okay. Look, Leo didn't fight Rigondeaux or Gary Russell, and Tank didn't fight Lomachenko, right? Ducked him. So they're both guilty of ducking people. Like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. All right. That has nothing to do with ding ding. Okay, let's fight. It has nothing to do with that. All that is just emotional talk and all that. I'm just giving you my thoughts on the fight, how I see the fight, and all that good stuff. I want to go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see the weigh-in here for those that haven't. Um, let's take a look at it here. Tank Davis, by the way, I know a lot of people are saying, "Hey, man, look, they have to put the towel over him," you know, but they didn't need the towel, honestly, because he was under 130. I doubt the underwear or whatever the fuck he was wearing, okay, weighed like a pound. Like, you know what I mean? But Tank Davis, there he is making the weight. And that's that. All right. Well, they're holding up a belt. I don't even know what belt that is, but is that the regular belt? I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. Tank Skinny Kitty says Tank 7 round stoppage due to broken nose on an uppercut. Tank will be up then, but it will be competitive. The problem with Leo won't be able to clinch you to strength issue. Well, I mean, that's going to be something to look for, right? Um, the problem with uppercuts is this, guys. If you land the uppercut, it's beautiful, okay, especially on the inside. But if you miss an uppercut, it exerts a lot of energy also because you're using your full body, all right? Technically do with all punches, but mainly with an uppercut, especially since you're kind of working against gravity. You're bringing it from the top down, right? From the bottom up, I'm sorry. What the hell? Um, and you could fall off balance, okay? Like a tank shoots the uppercut and then he kind of loses his balance. Leo can catch him while he's off balance, and I don't care. A dude could hit, like, you could be Paulie Malignaggi. You're the dude when you're off balance. You could hurt him. You know what I mean? But we will see. I got a decision here. That's what I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with Tank by decision. If there's a stoppage, it will be between the 5th and the 8th. That's just how I see it. Okay? So, not trying to give myself extra layers for predictions. My official one is by decision, I'm just saying. But my projection will be up later on my community page. And this is what I want to ask the chat. So, what percentages do you give each guy? I don't want to give mine away till later, but what percentage do you give Tank to win? What percentage you give Leo to win? And please don't tell me 100%. Whatever you do, don't say 100%, please. I'm 100% sure. There's no such thing as 100 in this world. You know what I mean? Bam Bam says 80-30. Do you mean 70-30? All right. I see a lot of 80-20, 70-30. Ricky E 245 says 60-40. Okay. Wow. Okay. 80-20. I got you, Bam Bam. All right. Savage Boxing Mind says 70-30, but Think Cruz pulls you. Wow. Okay. Ricky says 60-40. 50-50 on this other end. And gotta call Dave back in a little bit. He's calling me right now, but I'm gonna end the video anyway. But what's going on to Texan? Hey, Texan, go ahead and email me, bro, so we get you on HCP, bro. You know what I mean? Let's get you on and shit. Run PMC says 54-45 and the one draw. Okay. But in favor of Leo. Maypat, he says, I got 121 who's picking Leo Santa Cruz. Dude, they can get 4-1 odds with a casino, bro. You know what I mean? But if they want to bet you, that's cool. Skinny Kenny Tank 80-40. 80-20, I'm sorry. What the hell am I talking about? A Texan has Leo by majority decision. Wow. All right. So I think the consensus is somewhere around a 70-30. You know what I mean? Something like that. So, okay. Is it too early in the career to see? We're going to see a vintage tank performance. Well, we'll see. All right. Hey, guys, I appreciate everyone that's coming in. Make sure you jab the like button. If you came in late, please go back and watch the rest on archive. I see I have 30 people on right now. Just go ahead and go back on archive and watch the whole video. Okay. But you know, prop it. Does the commentary team say the tank is empty if he loses? Wow. Probably. There's going to be a lot of puns, right? So we will see. Hey guys, thanks very much. This is D Style